On a few million homes around the world, you'll find on the doorpost this, usually wrapped up and then put inside a little case. It's worth knowing what it is. It's 2 paragraphs from the Bible, and these paragraphs are also, this is written on parchment, by the way, an animal skin, with a special ancient formula of dye, and if you look at the Hebrew letters, you'll see that they're pretty fancy. They've got little crowns on top of some of them. It's written by a professional expert sofer, an expert writer. So inside the tefillin, over here, you also have these 2 paragraphs on parchment, as well as 2 more. I'll read you the first paragraph. Shema Yisrael. Well, I can't read it backwards, but Shema Yisrael. Hear, O Israel. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. V'ahavta es Adonai Elohecha. And you should love Adonai your God. B'chol levavcha, with all your hearts, all your insides. Uv'chol nafshecha, and with all your spirit and life. Uv'chol ma'idecha, and with all your everything you've got. V'hayu hadvorim ha'eleh, and let these words be, asher anochi metzavcha hayom, that I am commanding you today, al levavcha, on your heart, v'shinantam levanecha, and teach them to your children, v'dibarta bam, and speak with these words, b'shivtecha b'veisecha, whether you're sitting in your house, uvelechtacha v'derech, or you're going on the way, uv'shachbecha, when you're lying down, uvkumecha, when you get up, ukshartam laos, and bind them as a sign al yadecha, on your hand, v'hayu letotafos, and they should be a central gem, a third eye, bein einecha, between your eyes, uchsavtam, and you should write them, al mezuzos beisecha uvisharecha, on the doorways of your home and in your city gates. To know that there is one God and what God means, and then more that, to love God, to understand the true and feel and be and live, be animated by and with the loveliness of God in your heart. Heart, by the way, in ancient Hebrew also means mind. It means in your insides. So in your heart, with your whole spirit and life, and with all your everything you've got. And this is so important that vishinantam levanecha, literally from the word shein, tooth. Probably the word teach comes from the word tooth also. I don't know for sure. But vishinantam literally means tooth, like carefully enunciate. Explain these every details. And you should speak about them all the time when you're coming, when you're going, and bind them, put them on your heart and bind them on your arm. And as a third eye, these used to be a lot smaller, by the way, the tefillin on the head. A few days ago, I put up a video called My Jewish Jesus. And I don't know if I mentioned there, but it's interesting regarding what he mentioned about the tefillin getting larger. It's one thing there in the Christian Bible, about the tefillin getting larger over the years. It's happened. These tefillin have gotten so large that nearly nobody wears them all the time. The ideal, it seems, in ancient times, that was you're wearing this all the time. And when they dug up from the Dead Sea Scrolls, when they dug up over 2,000 years old tefillin that people actually wore 2,000 years ago, they were tiny. They were literally tiny. Like this, this piece of parchment that I showed you would be the equivalent of this size. Just like a little bit right there. It was minuscule, and it was easy to wear all the time. But they did get larger with the years. This actually happened. In any case, the reason why I myself am wearing tefillin right now is because, the reason I'm wearing talis and tefillin is because you ever have a situation where you believe that you're supposed to do something, but it's very, very against what you feel like doing, right? So to get myself in a focused, necessary state of mind to make that ultimate decision whether to do it or not, this helps. I mean, it's right there. It says you should have them on. You would keep, so it helps. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to read this once. This is a document that I sent to somebody whose opinion I hold in extremely high esteem. Having met many, many people who have opinions that are worthy, I hold his in extremely high esteem, and he found this to be important. So I'm going to read it exactly as he received it. It's 1 page. Well, I need to confess that I was not up to the task. I tried for hours and hours, but particularly if I'm wearing the talis, the prayer shawl, and the tefillin, the phylacteries, like that helps, the Greek, but the tefillin, which I told you what they were, and I would love to tell you more about it, but there was something that I needed to say first, I just couldn't find the exact words that seemed to be right, that seemed to be truest, that seemed to be the most genuine. So after a whole bunch of hours, we're going to have to let that video stand as it is.